TransCrisis assembled a group of leading experts from across Europe in a range of fields, from political science to public policy and administration, and elected to explore 6 research topics or themes over the course of 3 years. Bringing together such a wide-ranging group of experts to tackle this in-depth subject required a unified approach. So to guide our research, we sought out a commonly defined set of terms and a framework or toolkit our researchers could use. Our starting point was to define the transboundary crisis. A crisis is characterized by threat, urgency, and uncertainty. Many crises have the potential to play out across one or several types of boundaries: political, national, organizational, economic, legal, or even conceptual. As soon as a crisis crosses one or more boundaries, we consider it to be transboundary. The more complex and contested this boundary constellation, the harder it is to manage. But what marks effective transboundary crisis management, and how would we measure things like crisis management capacity? To answer this, we looked at historical responses to such crises and distilled 7 critical tasks that led to positive outcomes. Detection, where the emerging threat is recognized and identified. Sense-making, where critical information is exchanged between parties to create a shared picture. Decision-making, the selection and implementation of strategic decisions to deal with the immediate crisis response in its aftermath. Coordination, between key parties responsible for managing the crisis. Meaning-making, where the key messages to explain and offer assurance to different publics are formulated. Communication, where the messages are disseminated to key audiences, including those affected by the crisis. Finally, there is accountability, where key actors give account for relevant decisions. These 7 tasks enabled us to create a dashboard with which responses to crises could be measured, as well as enabling us to assess the capacities of political leaders and institutions to address transboundary crises. This dashboard therefore enabled the TransCrisis project to provide a basis for the debate into how to organize transboundary crisis management throughout the European Union. To find out more about what we discovered, click on a link.